Today has been a really crazy day for Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, whatever, because Bitcoin has finally broken $30,000. It's the first time in over 300 days. And I'm staying in the, spirit of crypto. And honestly, some crazy things are about to happen. What I'm going to show you guys in this video is my new $1,000 giveaway, is a little bit of info on what's about to happen tomorrow. Give you guys some insights as to the SEC, the US SEC's new policy, because it's crazy yet again. Give you guys a little bit of an update on the charts and some other cool stuff, so make sure you press that like button. First of all, my new giveaway. Giving away $1,000 to some of you guys if Bitcoin remains above $30,000 in April. All you have to do is follow me over on YouTube. No, you don't even have to do that. All you have to do is follow me over on Twitter. And if you're happy with all this stuff, just make sure you press that like button to show some support. And yes, if you're wondering, this is a little Binance bathrobe. It's kind of funny. And then before we dive into all this exciting talk about the price, let's talk about the most important events which are happening tomorrow. I'd say there are two, and this entire week is about to be wild, but the most important things that are happening tomorrow are the Ethereum, Shanghai fork, and of course, the US inflation numbers, of which I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow. Either the inflation numbers coming out, as I expected some crazy volatility, or the FOMC minutes meeting a little bit later throughout that day. Again, to put it into perspective, here's all the data. The time zone here is UTC +1. I have to put it to, I guess UTC is smarter. And our times are then 12:30 p.m. for the US inflation rate, 6 p.m. for the FOMC minutes, and the Ethereum Shanghai countdown is about 1 day and 12 hours. So it's going to be at the end of tomorrow for anybody that's in Europe and more to the right. As to what this might cause, people have been very much divided. Some have said that this is the end for Ethereum as we now know it, expecting a lot of negativity, but most people I've spoken to are actually rooting for an alt season because of all this. The only thing that's on my mind the whole time is what exactly would happen to staked ETH on exchanges. Are they all prepared for it? Because again, it's going to be unlocking now, right? After all these years, the people that stake their Ethereum can finally take it back out, which is pretty strange. Because in theory, you'd think that because of all of that, Ethereum would not be in the most bullish of positions, because now all of a sudden people have access to all their tokens again, all their coins again, which are up or down, I guess, depending on when they locked it up. So they might want to move it in a similar fashion as all those coins that were locked up for years in Mt. Gox. Now, before we move over into what the SEC has just said, as I honestly think what they've said is pretty mind-boggling, it's crazy, let's quickly talk about what's happening with Bitcoin, what we expected and what we expect now from the near future. First thing to note is the liquidations. I personally thought that because Bitcoin is breaking out, going pretty wild, getting above levels it has not seen in over 300 days, that it would be absolutely wild in terms of liquidations. But if we take a look at the volume right there below of this very significant move, it's honestly not that staggering. It's honestly not that wild. And so even though we right now are above bull market territory, we are in the best position we've been at in just years right now. Literally, you can check it out. We've crossed the 28.67 thousand level marker, and all we're waiting for right now is some proper confirmation to get just absolutely bullish. But I think you can all agree with me here that right now we are in a very good position. Even though it's not confirmed, we are in a good position. In terms of dominance, Bitcoin actually keeps dominating, and there comes an interesting part. Trust me when I say that in almost every single bull run, people start thinking, what if? What if Bitcoin is the dominating factor for this entire bull run? What if it only stays with Bitcoin as institutionals or this, that? Every single time, guys, people first expect Bitcoin to be the only winner in the bull run, but eventually it always translates to altcoins. So if you're seeing this dominance ramp up and you think, oh, should I sell my altcoins for Bitcoin? Let me just tell you right now, I am not a financial advisor, but every single bull run that I've witnessed, and I've been here for 10 years, you see all this money flow from fiat into Bitcoin for a little bit of fear from altcoins to Bitcoin, but eventually you see all this money flowing from Bitcoin right into altcoins as people notice there's more money to be made. Having said that, this is what we posted on Twitter a little while ago. I've put it up for you here, and also in our Discord the moment it started to happen. I believe our Telegram, by the way. There's a link down below to my Telegram if you guys are interested. I post a lot of alerts there. Sometimes when I have a good trade set up, or sometimes when we're noticing something in the charts, there's some crazy news. Might want to check it out. A link is down below. But we covered that Bitcoin, all of a sudden, just before the weekly close, was starting to pump. And so what we're looking for then is a breakout, right? This here is the breakout candle. If it closes above, this one actually didn't. as you can see in hindsight, it got above, it came right back down. This was now the breakout candle. This is now the confirming candle if it closed. I've explained to you guys a ton of times already. We always wait for this confirming candle. And that means, yes, there'll be less profit, but you'll be more certain of profit. That's the difference between opening a, for example, 2x or 3x long position versus opening a 30 or even a 100x leveraged long position. Because we have a lot of certainty at that point. Looking back at the charts, again, you can see the moment we get ourselves a breaker candle, we're watching. The moment we get ourselves a confirming candle, we lock it in. And then afterwards, we have, in this case here, about maximum, that is about 4.7% worth of profit that a lot of my friends like Martini Guy here have taken with 100x longs. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite as I actually opened my long at $28,500. Not gonna lie, I opened mine the moment we got ourselves this breakout candle. I just got a little bit overzealous with a tight stop loss, but I did it with about 10x leverage, meaning right now at $30,074, it is in 53.51% profit. Like you can see, Martini Guy has about 624% profit, which is wild. And again, guys, in my opinion, altcoins are next. So right now, everything is focused on Bitcoin, but altcoins are about to be next. Having said that, as I've already stated many times, the US SEC is a house of misery is the best thing I can call it. I just don't know what they keep doing to mess up. You'd think they couldn't mess up more, but then they start smacking you in the face by messing up even more and just try to take all your money away from you, it seems. Again, right now, everybody's worried about inflation, but they're worried about the wrong thing. Inflation is certain. The US SEC screwing you is also certain, but different. Take a look at this. The US SEC's Investor Advisor Committee has just advised the SEC to aggressively assert authority over crypto, saying virtually all cryptocurrencies are securities. This is just in breaking news, and to me, this is absolutely crazy. The fact that the US SEC again is coming up with such heavy statements. In this case here, it's actually from one of their advisor committees, not only from the chairman, Gary Gensler. Again, in about 6 days, 7 days, about 1 week from now, we've got ourselves a Congress hearing from the chairman of the SEC, Gary Gensler. I'm definitely going to be watching that as it's going to be very interesting. But it's still crazy to me how they could get away with shouting all this crap. Like I've said many times, they just don't want you to do well, it seems. It honestly seems that way. Again, if we had to put up the US SEC is protecting investors or the US SEC is just needlessly stopping you from getting freaking rich, which of the two would you pick, all right? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'm curious now. Anyway, without staying on the topic for too long, let's cover two things real quick. One, what is the rest of the market doing? We only talked about Bitcoin. And second of all, what do we think, well, you understand, is happening next? Because that's most important of all here. How do we keep making money right here? How do we keep making sure we're good? At the end of this video, I'll give you guys some insights that you have to check out. As again, I keep on saying, if you guys are not prepared for the bull market by doing whatever I'm telling you here, even though I'm not a financial advisor, I'm your friend, your financial friend. That's always what I like to call it. Anyway, if you don't make crazy amounts of money this bull run, you're unsavable, I think. I think you're unteachable, unsavable. And all I'm saying is make sure you just think properly because every single one of you has it in you to go absolutely wild this bull run. It is so easy. Just otherwise, if you're not convinced, just keep watching the channel and you'll see a lot of other followers make millions upon millions of dollars. All right, but before we move on, I want to talk about today's partner for this video called Sharkrace, as they've got something which I've never seen before, and it makes a lot of sense, as they've got the world's first project with upgradable NFTs. So again, we all know those games, right? In the crypto space, they're all basically the exact same thing. And to give you guys a demo for it, you could just, edit your NFT, basically give it all sorts of different upgrades. Very interesting. And I think their idea is to just utilize those NFTs in as many cool games as possible. They got themselves a shark battle game, which is basically some deck builder, deck using game, and a shark race game. Always, by the way, be careful when downloading these things. I cannot verify that all that is good. But yeah, to buy most of that stuff, you need their token. Launching on Pink Sale on the 25th of April. Apparently, Pink Sale is like this platform where everything is launching nowadays. They're also actually launching over on Synapse. And it's interesting to see that a couple of my guys have also invested into this project already. Now, one other very interesting thing to mention is everything here surrounding the marketplace. I've been reading up on this for a little while, and they basically tried their best of the best way to make it a sustainable model. So it's not always like a pyramid where you have to buy, as a newcomer, the older person's investment source. So you're paying him more than he paid for it most of the time. There's actually one entire article out there where you can read everything that they're doing differently in terms of this marketplace. And I think it's rather interesting, which apparently is mostly because of the way they set up their treasury replenishments. Anyway, if you're into crypto gaming, make sure you check it out. Looks pretty interesting. And like I said earlier, thank you Sharkrace for sponsoring this video. Anyway, crypto market. Yes, Bitcoin still right now is actually one of the best performers. Yesterday, I stacked up pretty significantly on altcoins. I think I only bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin or so. Mostly altcoins, which is not something I've done for a while here. I've been selectively going for Bitcoin for most of these days, even though I'm way more bullish on coins like XRP, Algorand, XDC, QNT, IOTA, and many of these. HBAR I even bought. Sometimes you gotta know when to get into what crypto, and this is all something I've elaborated upon before. Within, you have phases, right? Going from fiat to the main cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, then from Bitcoin to the little bit smaller altcoins, Ethereum, XRP, a couple of those big ones, Algorand, and then from those into shitty coins. And this is all like phases within a better market. Now, right now, what we're seeing is indeed Bitcoin is still the most dominant factor. We are indeed actually still seeing Bitcoin break out from the range of dominance, or rather, it's still continuing to go up, meaning it's still taking some of the money away from altcoins flowing into Bitcoin. That means that indeed this bull run is in a pivotal but good position. And like I've said, we've seen a breakout with very little volume in my opinion, but a breakout nonetheless. We've got to levels not seen for months, but there's two charts that I'm watching right now very carefully. The one chart I'm watching very carefully is this. I've shown this to you guys last week, but we've got ourselves a broadening wedge pattern right here. Again, right now, it's not been confirmed that Bitcoin will continue on with this run. We need ourselves two different confirmations. That's why my giveaway is also only valid if Bitcoin stays above $30,000 in April. Because again, there's a couple missing pieces for this to be a certainty. So simply put, what can happen with this broadening wedge is that we actually get rejected at the upper half. Again, I did not draw this today. So all the price movement that you're seeing, this is all, as of this point, following the pattern quite nicely long. I did not touch anything here today. This is all the same from when I made a video, I think yesterday or the day before, explaining to you guys this pattern as to why we're not in the clear just quite yet. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago even. The point here being, we can indeed actually see another breakdown. And again, if we were to break down, that would most likely, for the time being, be towards about $25,000, the 200 weekly moving average. But the most crucial thing that everybody in the crypto space is watching right now is this chart right here. And that is because that basically this level, this white little line right there, indicates the turning point between bear market and bull market. Again, every single time it got to that point, it had a major mover. And right now is the first time, and as I said, 300 days that we've gotten back to that level, or rather gotten above there, potentially with a close. But for any of you with a keen eye, you would have noticed that, hey, indeed, Bitcoin has actually touched above this line a multitude of times already in the past. And so all we need here is to actually close our weekly candle above this level. And then hopefully as well, we get ourselves a confirming candle over in the next week. And at that point, yes, things have started to get really bullish and there's no more stopping this. But right now, as I said, in terms of volume confirmation, not so much. And this could indeed, and this is something I want you guys all to understand quite properly, this could still, as of this point, be a fake out. Again, the inflation numbers are coming out in a day, and everybody is keenly watching that. It could very much be that Bitcoin was poised for a move, which we all pointed out, right? As Bitcoin has been stagnant for how long? Like a month of zero movement. And like I showed you guys with all of my models yesterday as well, it's pretty uncommon to see Ethereum or Bitcoin or any of these cryptos in such a non-volatile state for this long. Again, to elaborate upon that, these are the monthly returns for Ethereum I described yesterday to you guys in a video really in depth. All the key pieces that I'm looking at in a lot of these different charts. Again, guys, there are so ridiculously many ones that I like to take a look at to sometimes explain things to you guys or to just look at for insights. And one of the ones we elaborated upon was this one right here. As I said, the Ethereum monthly returns, and what it showcases to us is that every time that we've gotten into a capitulation phase, there's a pretty massive bull phase right afterwards. Again, these little lines or the blue spikes in the chart right here represent the rolling Ethereum monthly returns. So if this number here says minus 0.5, minus 53, it's basically gone down about 1.5% or so a day, 1.7%. And here, as it says plus 90 or plus 100, for example, that would mean it went up about 3% a day or so on average over the month. The point being, what we noticed was, hey, what we're seeing right now is very little movement. We've seen almost every single time that it got to this lowest dark green range that there was a pretty heavy spike afterwards. Again, almost every single time it happens along those lines. We saw it here yet again over in June of 2022, but I'd say as well that almost every single time after such a big capitulation phase, the price started to go on a pretty significant run. Right now, our last capitulation phase here ended, or actually was in June of 2022. What we could perhaps have though, which again is akin to what we saw back in April of 2018, is that this again was the capitulation. We got ourselves a surge afterwards, which again is this surge right here over on August of 2022, when Ethereum also got to like $1,900. And afterwards, again, it is stagnating price action and just stagnating movement. Again, the prices are not exactly the same as still we're continuing to go up, but there's no heavy outliers, which historically there have been way more frequently. There's no period of time here where we've not seen crazy plus or minus 50% basically outliers. And so what we're seeing right here is pretty much unprecedented and relatively just very quiet period. And that meant we needed some bigger move to happen, but that also means that right now the move we are seeing is less certain because it's the first mover. It could just be that people are too eager and they made a move. It doesn't mean it's the move that's actually going to continue and have strength behind it. Hopefully you guys understand. Anyway, like I said, guys, if you've not pressed that like button yet, right now is the best time to do so because why not? That's what I always like to say. And also, hopefully I'll see you guys again in another crypto video either later today or tomorrow, depending of course on what news comes out. And we'll for sure be doing a live stream or at least a couple of very good update videos tomorrow, as it's going to be a very important date. I expect a lot of volatility tomorrow as well, but a lot of this was the precursor for tomorrow. I think Bitcoin move right now because of inflation. Anyway, that's it for today. See you guys later in another one.